It's time for a little water cooler talk, right? Fellas hanging out in here. We got our big Gatorade water cooler here, and H and Cam ready to go. So I'll throw a few topics at it. We'll throw it around. First and foremost, H, this Orioles team right now, something special. You know what you could use? A little bit of offense. What about promoting Jackson Holliday, #1 prospect in all of baseball?
Nope. Not for me.
Come on. You're already hot right now. You're the #1 team in the... Come on.
Manage the guy, H. What we got?
The kid is raking right now. He's getting it done. He's 18 years old. That's fantastic. I still think he's starting to see a lot of things. But there's a lot more than just hitting. We all get caught up in the offensive numbers in the minor leagues. There's still a lot of stuff on the defensive side he has to do. And he's going to shoot through the minor leagues quick. He's doing it. He's doing it right now. The 19 games in AA at 380 and continually rising. Look, we're looking at a future star of the game. No doubt in my mind. But I don't see him going to the big leagues right now. I look at it this way. We talk about Griffey at 19. You talk about Trout getting up there early, Harper, all these guys. They weren't playing shortstop. So defensively, do the Orioles have, is he better than the 2 or 3 guys they can throw at short right now? No. He's not ready for that speed of the game, in my mind.
I know you're not crazy. I know you're not crazy with OPS, but OPS by position, the Orioles right now lacking a little bit their shortstop. Give it a little punch.
You gotta catch the ball. Period. I'm not saying he can't catch it, but my point is, we're so caught up in thinking offense wins. You know who's gonna win the postseason? Teams that catch the ball.
Play good defense.
Period.
Make the plays they're supposed to make.
I'm just saying, your team's rolling right now, and you got this beautiful jewel, Cam.
You know, one of my favorite people in baseball is Willie Horton. And Willie Horton was a big advocate. Is when a guy's hot, you move him, you move him, you move him. But, you know, to add to what H is saying, I agree. I was in this situation as well at 19, 20 years old. And I was one of those guys, you know, at home calling my dad, why did they call me up? What are they doing? But I wasn't ready. You need time. Not saying he's going to be me. He's probably going to be a lot better than I ever was. But you need time to grow.
But you were an outfielder.
And again, I was an outfielder. My job was a lot less easier. Justin Upton, he was drafted as a shortstop, moved to the outfield. It's a lot easier when you make that transition as an outfielder, a lot less to do. The game doesn't really speed up on you defensively, like H is saying, as much as it does on the infield. So I think you give this kid time.
You know all the things that happen on the infield?
Exactly.
In a game.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're standing out in the outfield going, man, I was 0 for 2 right there.
But listen,
I ain't got time for that in the infield.
We need
I got to know.
We need
but
offense.
if he's a little suspect defensive, doesn't he make up?
No, he catches balls. I'm not saying that. But it's a matter of where do you go? What position do you have? All these things. And do they need him as a defensive player? So we're going to call him up offensively. We're going to take a 19, 18-year-old and say, you're only going to hit.
DH.
And then he goes 0 for 5.
H knows like I know.
Because an 0 for is coming for everybody.
The worst thing that you can do, too, is break a young guy's confidence that's going to be a superstar. Allow him to grow, allow the maturation process to happen, and then maybe next year at some point, hey, if he's killing it from the jump, you give him
honestly,
that time,
I think we're talking about a topic that isn't even thought about in the Orioles.
Absolutely.
You would know Michael Oz. You think he's even having this
conversation?
No
way possible.
All right, fair enough.
Ain't having that.
Chicago Cubs right now, they've been stellar. And I was skeptical. I said, this team's not very good. They don't have enough depth in their bullpen. Somebody here was like, you know what? I believe in the Cubs.
Who was that guy? Who was that guy? I don't know. Well, I think this is the first year that these Cubs teams together. They've invested some money in some pretty core pieces. I think if you look at this, Belly looks happy. He looks like he's re-energized. He has a different spunk, a different spark, a different pep in his step. I think you keep him there. You see what it takes to resign him, and then possibly you build from there. You go out, you try to add some pitching. I think this Central is still up in the air. I think Stroman's the guy that you can trade, you get some pieces for. But I think if you're the Cubs, you don't have to do too much. Don't go looking to break this thing up too early, because I think you really have some good core foundational pieces that can really put you in a nice spot for next season.
Man, I said the same thing 10 days later. That was July 21st.
You were 10 days late. You were 10 days late. Hey, it's all about when you're here in studio.
If you're feeling that way in April.
I did. He just wasn't here.
I've been feeling that way.
He was doing Tigers games.
Well, I look at it like this. You look at a new team. You look at Belly coming in. You look at Suzuki, in Happ, Dansby Swanson, you signed him. Christopher Morel, who has been outstanding this season. Belly looks like the guy that we saw in L.A. My whole thing is, why do you break that up? It's the first year in. H, you know like I know, it takes time to develop chemistry to get personalities to mesh in the clubhouse. And now they're starting to do it. There's a vibe. There's a little bit of energy that they haven't had in the past. And Cody Bellinger is a big part of that. In Happ is a big part of that. Now, all they need is some young pitching to come together. If they can find their way in, I don't think there are a lot of teams that want to face that lineup in that offense. So that was my whole thing. Keep those guys together. Don't be so quick to sell.
Do you think Belly signs as a free agent and goes back?
I hope they do. I think he does. I think if the offer's right, I think he is the perfect fit for the Chicago Cubs. Why? Because Belly's a guy that enjoys the game. People keep talking about New York, the Yankees. Well, listen, I love the Yankees.
Okay.
One of the best places you can play baseball.
We'll see what his
it's hard.
Boris guy, he's not going to stay.
It's hard. It's a lot of pressure. There's a lot less pressure in Chicago, and you get that energy as well. So go play in a place where, hey, if you have a 2 for 21, they're not burying you. They're not throwing hot dogs at you. They're not pissed off and upset. Go somewhere where you can be happy, play the game, and do what you do best.
By the way, when he made that bold proclamation, the Cubs were 6 games under 500 and
crazy.
7 out of a playoff spot.
Everybody looked at me like I was crazy.
They've been 16-6 since he made that pick July 21st.
He talked about it in April. I'm buying that one better than July 21st. Come on, man. That ain't nothing.
Hey, I've been on the bandwagon.
All right, one more here for you. Surprise topic here in the water cooler. You guys are going to love this.
All right,
roll the video here, guys. Watch what happens here. I mean, this is going to drive Harold and Cam nuts. But when you're seeing, like, fundamental baseball.
Oh, my goodness. I watched
come back from the pitcher.
Yesterday.
And then Luis Medina lets the runner beat him to the bag. How do you do that, Age? How do you do that?
I love it.
You got to flip the ball over.
We need a version of shacking a fool on this show. Because that right there would have been #1. I mean,
how demoralized would you be if you saw that happen?
You know what makes it worse is my old teammate.
Watch this again.
Watch my old teammate, first base coach.
Throw it down. Throw it down.
Eric
Throw
Young
it down.
Jr. Watch how excited. Aaron, yes! Look, that right there makes you feel even worse when the first base coach is that hyped, that excited, playing the game right. Kids, a hard 90. I talk about this all the time. Effort, energy, a hard 90. It takes nothing. You never know. You can't control the result, but you can control your energy and effort right there.
Now, I guarantee you that will never happen to the pitcher again. But back in my day, I'm going old school on you. They would have came to the mound right then and took him out the game. He would have been out, and as young as he is, he probably would have been sent down before we got back in by the end of the game. I am not making this up.
Jim Leland.
I'm telling you right now, he would be learning how to run to first base in AAA. He would.
He wouldn't get sent down.
Out, sent down, bye-bye. That won't ever happen again. He'd be like, that won't happen again. We know. Not here.
What is he thinking right there?
You might be working on that one in Sacramento.
Oh, for sure. Easy. Jim Leland, first flight out.